Ahoy, shipmates! Very early live stream this morning. Actually, it's not that early. Some of the morning arrivals are very early. Queen Mary 2 is arriving a little bit later this morning. I wasn't going to carry out a live stream, but the pictures this morning look quite stunning. There's a lot of cloud around. Supposedly we might get some rain today here in the port of Southampton and elsewhere. But what that means is it's lending some dark clouds and some bright lights all at the same time. Switch a few things off. There we go. Switch that off. Switch that off. I think that's okay now. There we go. Yes, so it's lending some dark clouds and got some bright light. It's getting some really quite stunning pictures this morning. And look how calm it is. I'm not entirely sure what the weather is like. Let's have a quick look at the weather. 16.3 C. Gentle breeze. Around about 2.6 knots. Trending and an average of 10 knots. Visibility is 24.2 nautical miles. That's the red Kestrel there, the freight-only vessel for the red funnel on the right-hand side of the screen. I suppose I should check to make sure the microphone's working. Oh yeah, the microphone is working. Oh, there's Deborah Speller. Bright and early in the chat there. Oh, we've got another red funnel there. Oh, there Dave Davenport. Oh, there Finley Brown. And ahoy there Liz McLachlan up there in Scotland. Well, there's shipmate Sandra Blade says 101 days until we board. 101 days. That's quite a while. Well, what's going on down there? Somebody's knocked the camera. Maybe there's an early keen boater. There's no wind. The camera at Netley Cliff Sailing Club, who generously host this camera. The camera is on a mast right by the gates where they take their yachts in and out. So I suppose if someone's opening the gates and taking a yacht in and out, it could knock it over. But look at that, it's quite dark, isn't it? Quite dark. What can cows? See all the cows camp? Nope, not the cows camp. Nope, that's not working. Back to this one. Hi there, Andrew Warmer. Hello, there's Cynthia Every from Port Elizabeth in South Africa. I guess your time zone will be very similar to our own. Actually, I'm thinking about going down to South Africa later on in the year. What in our winter or your our autumn and your spring, I guess that would be. I'm thinking about popping down to Cape Town and see a few cruise ships popping in there, maybe. Well, the shipmate Dave Davenport says that looks a bit foggy, misty. Yes, I think it is. There's a little bit of something in the air. Look how calm it is. The water is absolutely perfectly placid, isn't it? Oh, well, their shipmate Lisbeth Stevens says they've already had a rain shower in Sussex. The garden needs it, yes. A lot of brown, grassy fields out there. I'm sure the garden does need it. Oh, the camera is a bit unresponsive this morning. Feels like it doesn't want to be disturbed. A bit like me, probably. Oh, getting some good shots. I wasn't going to do a live stream this morning. I did think about it. I thought, well, maybe won't. But then I looked at some of the pictures, especially on Netley Camping, and I thought, wow, that looks really good. I think I probably should. Let me just, I've got to get up the cruise cam. Everything is slightly out of sync here because it's not something I was prepared to do. Right, let's get this camera across it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, it is really... Yeah, it's very hot out there, actually. Looks like Queen Mary 2 is just in her own patch of sunlight. There we go. Look on cruise cam. See in the distance, but yeah, you can't see much of the Isle of Wight. So yeah, it is a little bit foggy out there. Well, not foggy, I suppose, misty. Misty, as one of the shipmates says. Well, the shipmate Diane Haynes, is she arriving late? Well, yes and no. I mean, yes, it is quite late for a cruise ship arrival, but it is the time that she was scheduled to arrive. A couple of shipmates earlier were saying that when I think she left New York and had a medical emergency on board, and then docked at Halifax in Nova Scotia, and then left from there. And I'm not sure that really makes much sense as to why she'd be late, because travelling across the Atlantic, she easily pick up the time. So I'm not sure really as to why she's late. But yes, this is an unusual arrival time. Oh, the shipmate CS28 said just had a heavy shower here in East Cowes. Well, it looks like it, doesn't it? East Cowes is pretty much directly behind Queen Mary 2 now, and it does look very dark in the distance, whereas here, in the wonderful port of Southampton, we seem to be having rather good weather, don't we? What's on ferry cam? See, look at that. Got blue skies, white fluffy clouds, especially if we look north, same, more or less the same. That's over on itching cam. Yeah, definitely darker towards the south. Definitely darker over that way. Deadly cam's a bit slow this morning. Apparently doesn't like being woken up. Well, there's shipmate Finchon says 33 days to boarding Queen Mary 2 in Hamburg. Oh, I wonder if shipmate Finchon watches the Hamburg Live YouTube channel. He does some sterling work, does Patrick over there on Hamburg Live. Oh, yeah, shipmate Rennie Claire. Oh, shipmate Chris Buster says on early in September. Cheeky little 4-night cruise. Oh, I wonder where you're off to, a 4-night cruise. Rotterdam or somewhere, or Amsterdam, something like that, perhaps. This is quite it almost looks artificial, this image, doesn't it? It's almost like it's CGI generated. You've got the subtle colours. The camera's being very, very cranky this morning. You've got the subtle teal tones of the water, and then the sort of grey, dark grey of the sky, and then the beautiful white and blue with the red funnel of the Queen Mary 2. It's quite a stunning scene. Let's try that. Let's do that a little while. Oh, Finch's off to the fields. You're off to the fields for 4 days. Blimey. That's amazing. I thought it took a little longer than that for the fields. Oh no, the Finch's off on the fields. Someone else is off for 4 days. So I'm getting my shipmates confused. Looks like the red funnel's coming in for an overtake. Beautifully calm water out there. Not a ripple on the Southampton water there. Shipmate Angie says, looks a lovely contrast. Absolutely does. I've always had some really good weather when Queen Mary 2 has been coming and going. I think I like the contrast of the Queen Mary, very stark, dark hull, the white superstructure, and the bright red funnel on top. So if the ship's all white, which a lot of them are all white, they blend in, I think, a little bit more. Whereas Queen Mary 2, I think, often has a very stunning, characteristic profile on the water. looks like low tide down here at the Netley Cliff Sailing Club. Yes, it really is quite dark over the Isle of Wight. I mean, I'm saying that because if you look on ferry cam, blue skies over on the other side. You can see a couple of the cameras to the right there, ferry cam. That's new ferry cam and new junction cam. Just testing them at the moment, make sure they behave themselves. And there's slightly different viewpoints. New ferry cam and new junction cam. One is a 2.8mm lens, and one's a 3.6mm lens. So one is wide, a wide angle lens, and the other one is a very wide angle lens. I should probably go back with the 2.8mm, very wide for ferry cam. That means we can get the whole of the terminal in view. Hopefully be able to put that up shortly. And then the other one, the 3.6, which is not quite as wide, but still very wide, that'll go back down to replace junction cam. Because unfortunately junction cam is, well, as you can see, it's even fallen off the roof completely here. The pigeons have been hassling it. For some reason, the pigeons find junction cam particularly attractive to have a little bash around with. I think it's because on the front of junction cam, or actually no, it's on the front, it's on the underneath, there is a little furry cover over the microphone to try and reduce wind noise. And the pigeons find that particularly attractive. I think they must think it's something they can eat or peck, or I don't know. But anyway, that's the bits they like. So they go over and they try and get to it, but in the consequence of them trying to get to this little furry cover of the microphone, they rip it off. Rip the camera off. The camera, it has a nut on the back of it to keep it in the position it needs to be, but it's not working particularly well. I think it's broken. And so it only just about manages to be tight enough in the place it needs to be. And so when the pigeons come over and give it a bit of a kick, it falls over. So a replacement has arrived, and that's what you can see here on ferry cam on the right hand side. There's the two replacement cameras. Weather shipmate Diane Haynes says it's raining quite heavily and blowing a hoolie in North Wales. Well, no hoolies here in the port of Southampton. We are currently experiencing gusts of just 12 knots and a sort of steady breeze of about 7.6. Really quite decent weather. Well, the shipmate Peter Johnson says, "Good morning, Captain, Blue Spanner crew. Shipmates, I used to love coming up Southern waters on the old Queen Mary whilst coming back from New York. Loved working aboard her in the 60s. Yeah, I suppose it's quite interesting, isn't it, when you come into Port of Southampton? There's a lot. You go around the Isle of Wight, around Bramblebank, around Cowshot Spit, up Southampton Water. There's quite a lot of land to see either side. Some ports, you pretty much just arrive at them. Now, I can see how you'd like it. I certainly like it, obviously. Well, the shipmate Stephen Moran says, only 5 days to Arvia. Oh, you're off on Arvia on Sunday then. I think the red funnel here just has the legs. Have you noticed the red funnel's actually, it's a good point. If you look closely, I'll zoom in a second here. The red funnel is going to be on this side of a green marker buoy, which you should see any second now, just behind the red funnel. There you go. That's the green marker buoy. So the green marker buoy, if you are a large ship, you have to be between the green, which is this side of us, and the red, which I don't think you can see any reds from this angle, The reds are on the other side of the water and are large ships. There you go. You can see the red now is just behind Queen Mary 2. So you have to be in between the greens and the reds. However, on this side of the water where the red funnel is at the moment is actually it's actually called the Small Ships Channel. It is a channel designed for smaller ships or pleasure craft and so on to sail up and down the channel of Southampton water. I wouldn't exactly call Red Funnel a small craft, but at this time of day, she can, if the tide conditions are good enough, and there's enough water underneath her keel, which I think there should. I'm guessing there is. Obviously, Captain knows what he's doing. Yeah, tide is so it's 1 metre above datum, so that'll be fine. That means that she can nip up the outside in the Small Ships Channel. Oh, I think that's that little yacht to the bottom right-hand corner, a little sailing boat from Netley Cliff Sailing Club. I don't recognise that one. They do have visitors down there sometimes. Oh, maybe that's a visitor boat. Someone was telling me down at the club they've had a visitor in from, I think it was from Holland or somewhere. Well, the shipmate Dave Davenport says, am I correct in saying that Queen Mary 2 is the last ocean liner? Yes, you are. A lot of people get het up about ocean liner and cruise ship, and I accidentally call the Queen Mary 2 a cruise ship or a cruise liner. I just can't help myself. I think they're all more cruise ships than they are container ships. Think of it that way. But yes, technically, she is an ocean liner designed to go more from point to point rather than place to place. So New York to Southampton and vice versa, for instance, transatlantic. That's what Queen Mary 2 is designed to do. I think probably the biggest two big distinguishing features about Queen Mary 2 is her freeboard. So compared to other ships, she has a much higher deck. There's the other red funnel there coming in. Quite busy this time of morning. Yes, she's much higher deck than other ships. She's much higher up. She's higher and longer and narrow compared to other ships of a sort of similar passenger capacity. And the other distinguishing feature is she's got a top speed of about 32 knots. Most cruise ships have a top speed of about 22 knots. So that's probably the biggest distinguishing features, the two biggest distinguishing features, her design and her speed. Yeah, there's definitely some clouds over there on the Isle of Wight. I think we must be in like a bubble of sunny weather somehow. Shipmates reporting rain at various locations. Shipmate Stephen Morris really looking forward to his cruise on Arvia. All their shipmate Martin Clifton says, I morning, Captain. Queen Mary 2 looking marvellous this morning. We're off on an Alaskan cruise on NCL Jade in September from Vancouver, British Columbia. Beautiful British Columbia. Well, that'll be wonderful. A lot of cruises from Vancouver and Seattle, Washington State, all the way to Alaska. I've not been on one myself, but I have seen a lot of great reviews from various different people. Perhaps next time I'm up in the Seattle area, I'll pop in and have a look. Oh, there's your mate Sandra Perriman. Excuse me if I've butchered your name. It says they have friends returning on Queen Mary 2. Was delayed due to a medical emergency when leaving the US. She had to divert to Nova Scotia. I think it was, yeah, I think she stopped in Halifax in Nova Scotia. Though I'm still not really sure why that's added a couple of hours to her arrival time, because you can steam really fast across the Atlantic. But perhaps it has. But certainly that's what happened. There was a medical. Oops, come back. There was a medical emergency for a bit there. Red funnel on the race there. Oh, look at that mud out there. Mud and seaweed. I've got a reasonably busy time coming up with the ships. I'm going to live stream this evening because we've actually got Queen Mary 2 departing this evening. And Queen Mary 2 is always a pretty ship to see, and with a great horn. Do like a bit of Queen Mary 2 hornage. And we have the Azamara Journey, I think. If I remember, memory serves me correctly, she's departing this evening as well. And they're both departing at the same time, which is always good if we have a simultaneous departure. And I'm not live streaming Wednesday, then live streaming Thursday. I think I'm going to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday this week. A lot of good shipping movements here in the port of Southampton. Just ordered up a replacement for box cam. I ordered a replacement for box cam a couple of weeks ago, which I was using, you may have noticed, and it was pretty good. I really thought the picture quality was excellent, and its movement speed was good. Everything about it was really good. Unfortunately, it just had a really jerky movement. Now, I think there was something mechanically wrong with it. It just wasn't smooth. It was all lumpy. And we did spend some time trying to fault find that with the distributor, but the distributor in the end said, no, obviously a problem with it, please send it back, which I have done, and I've got a replacement on its way. But I'd like to update Netlycam and Itching as well, but unfortunately their internet connections are so slow, it's really difficult to get decent quality cameras down there. Beautiful outlines here of the Queen Mary 2. Or the shipmate Barbara from Switzerland. I think she's from Lucerne. I think if you are you from Lucerne, Barbara? I think it's difficult to remember where all these shipmates come from. Captain's not up to that much. Or the shipmate Raymond Morris. And or the shipmate Andy. Oh, the shipmate Lee says off to the Med in 11 days on MSC Virtuosa. Oh, there's shipmate SE Aviation. Shipmate Andy is experiencing some troubles here. He says he really enjoys watching the ships sailing in and out of Southampton. Trouble is, the amount of earache he receives from her indoors, mentioning future cruises. Oh well, shipmate, that's maybe you need to be a bit subtler about it. Although I'm not subtle about these things, so don't worry. I feel your pain there, shipmate. Oh, the shipmate. Shipmate Barbara says yes, Captain. Oh, yes, it is Lucerne. Oh, excellent. I need to get back. I really fancy taking my Iron Horse over to Switzerland. I think I'm actually doing a bit of a European road trip. I've got a couple of shipmates in Holland, a shipmate in Luxembourg, and a shipmate in France. So I think I can plan myself out a European road trip on the Iron Horse. That'll be quite fun. Pop round and see various shipmates around the world. Or around Europe, I should say, really. Well, the shipmate Sean Dolan says 6 days until they're en route Mediterranean with MSC Virtuoso, currently coasting down the Portuguese coast. And you can tell you are keen when you're 60 days away from your cruise and you're already tracking the ship. Shipmate Kate Shields says her parents are waiting patiently in Southampton to see her come past before they board her today. Oh, fantastic. I think she's off on a 4-day cruise or a 3-day cruise to somewhere. Rotterdam or somewhere. It's a short cruise, I seem to remember. What great pictures we're getting here, though. Beautiful weather here in Port Southampton. Well, the shipmate John Montford. Oh, it says we will be on Queen Mary 2 on the 25th this month, and we have a surprise for the captain. I hope he will see. Oh, excellent, shipmate. Well, yes. Well, I shall look forward to that. I don't know which berth Queen Mary 2 will be in on the 25th. So I wonder if I can have a quick look and check. I'm not sure what your surprise will entail, but I'm assuming it's flag orientated. Let's have a quick look. If I can see where Queen Mary 2 will be located on the 25th. She will be at 106 berth, the other end of the port. Okay, so if you have anything that's a flag-related surprise for the captain, this is the camera that probably going to be seen on these cameras like Ferry Cam and Box Cam. We struggle with the light, especially on looking this way, because the sun is over there. It's looking into the light. It's very difficult. However, on cruise cam we get a really good view because the sun's sort of at a slightly acute angle. So don't be disappointed if I don't see something until you're in the sort of ocean terminal area of the port, past the Town Quay area. Shipmate Barbara says perfect roads for an Iron Horse here in Switzerland. Oh yes, I know, shipmate. That's one of the things I'm thinking about. I do like those Swiss mountain roads. Absolutely wonderful tarmac, stunning views. Coming from a port-based area, mountains are something of a novelty to the captain. I really want to travel across the Stelvio Pass to Italy. That's probably my top destination I'd like to travel. Well, there should be Andy Cowley from Gosport. Queen Mary 2 looking rather stunning this morning. I'm very surprised how we're getting sort of sunny views here. Oh, I've run out of view there. There we go. That's that little thing dangling coming onto the side of the screen is the anti-pigeon thing. I do need to correct that. A bit of a skew width here. I'm not prepared for all this, I've got to confess. Didn't realise I was going to do a live stream this morning. Let's make sure I've turned these things on. It takes quite a while to get things going. Oh, there we go. That's all working now. Right, got that one. There we go. Yeah, it's looking a bit darker in certain places, but I think we're wonderfully just in this little bubble of sun here in the Port of Southampton. think the radio's on. I've not heard a peep out of the radio this morning. Very quiet. Well, the shipmate Raymond Morris. It says, have your suitcase packed. Could be a cruise on Queen Mary 2. Oh, I'd like a cruise on Queen Mary 2. Actually, Paul from Love Cruise, our channel sponsor, he's been sending me out some very tempting cruises here and there. And there was a couple of really good transatlantic ones on Queen Mary 2 in the wintertime. Really did consider them. Unfortunately, I've got other commitments. Rather annoying, I'd say. Yeah, look at that blue sky, white clouds. And there's a couple of cameras there. Oh, no tuggy wuggy, says John Watford. Well, there you go. I will supply you with some tugs. Is a tuggy wuggy. So I'm not sure which tuggy wuggy that is. Which one is that? Oh, it's Fitzer Ferriby. See a lot of shoreline over there. My computer is not liking the mornings. It's all gone a bit. No. It's not enjoying itself. Well, the shipmate Joanna Peters says, will there be any horns this morning? Alas, no, I'm afraid. We don't have horns in the morning. Horns are a departure type thing. Unless somebody is in the way. If somebody is in the way of the ship, then obviously they'll beep their horns. Honk their horns, hoot their horns for other ships. But in the mornings, no, there's no horns. Horns are mainly an evening thing, departure thing. They honk their horns to celebrate their departure and so on and so forth. Unless it's foggy in the morning. And if it's foggy in the mornings, oh, horns galore. If it's foggy, they are a beautiful mornings. I would live stream a foggy morning just for the horns. Because frankly, that's all you're going to see. You can't see anything else. It's foggy, so you can't see the ships even close up. There's been mornings where if this was a foggy morning, you'd just be able to see the Queen Mary 2 on this camera when it's foggy, but you can hear them. You can hear all the ships and all the foghorns everywhere. It's really quite interesting. Well, the shipmate Martin Murphy says, have I been on Queen Mary 2? No, I've not been on Queen Mary 2. No, because it's funny you ask, because I say Queen, our channel sponsor, Paul from Love Cruise, keeps sending me some very enticing deals. And there was one I was really looking forward to. I think it was a transatlantic one in November-ish time. Yeah, and it was a really good price. But unfortunately, it was a little inconvenient because I have something else planned for that time. But yeah, transatlantic cruises, repositioning cruises do seem to be the value for money cruises, if you ask me. I'll get a few of those in next year. Back that very distinctive profile there of Queen Mary 2. Really has a very pointy bow. And also, the cabins don't go a long way forward. Some of the ships, the cabins go all the way right to the pointy end of the ship. This one's more of your elegant ocean liner design. Well, the shipmate Linda West says, good morning, shipmates and captain, and everyone to make these amazing cams. Thank you, shipmates. He said, is Queen Mary 2 arriving late? Well, yes and no. I mean, this is her scheduled arrival time. Is it late? Later than normally. She has had to make an unexpected stop to Halifax in Nova Scotia due to a medical emergency, but I'm not really sure why that's made such a difference to her transatlantic crossing time. But maybe it does. Maybe it eats in every second. Not too many shipmates out on their balconies. No one flying flags this morning. I don't. Do you know? I don't think. You know, I'm pretty confident in this. I don't think we've ever had a morning flag. Now that's going to be that'll be a first, wouldn't it? A morning flag. Maybe that's something I should try. We have our group cruise. Oh, hang on, I should do my banner. Kids, morning shipmates. Oh no, that's not wrong. Damn it. Oh, it's morning time. I'm not quite awake yet. Oh, come on. What's going on here? Camera's broken. Nothing's working particularly well this morning. All a bit tardy. It's almost like everything needs a cup of coffee. Yes, we're off on our group cruise in October on Sky Princess. So when I come back in there, maybe I'll fly a flag from the balcony and I can be the first morning flag on the channel. Doesn't seem quite right if I set my own record, does it? But in case you're wondering, shipmates, I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting to you live and direct from here, the port of Southampton. I'll move my buttons around. There we go. I'm imagining that... Oh, good questions. Good question. I'm asking myself questions. I realise you're not hearing what I'm asking myself. So I'm wondering if she will go all the way up to the upper swing round, and then dock, or if she will just dock. Normally, I'm trying to think what normally she does. I would say 50-50 actually. If we look at the map, everything this morning is not working. There we go. There's Queen Mary 2 here. She will dock up here. So I suspect she'll go to the upper swing round about here and then spin around and then head back down and dock. But that's not to say that she will. She could do the opposite of what I say, of course. There's our channel sponsor Paul from Love Cruises in the chat up early this morning. He thinks that Queen Mary 2 just kept the same speed up, hence a late arrival. You're probably right there, shipmate. Well, shipmate Keith G. Hi there, shipmate Stu Footer in the chat. Well, shipmate Keith G said, those two new cameras belong to Solent Ships? Yes. I think you're talking about these two here on the right side of the screen. Yes, they are the new ferry cam and the new junction cam. That's that one I was saying earlier. They're slightly different lenses on the cameras, identical cameras, but slightly different lenses. One's wide angle and one's a very wide angle. I'm just testing them out to make sure which one I was going to use for ferry cam, and they all seem to be working marvellously. So I'm hoping to install those in the next probably the next week or so, whenever I get access to the rooftop, so I can screw them down, make sure they don't blow away, or get attacked by those pigeons. I said earlier, the pigeons, I think, seem to be very fond of the furry wind deflector on the microphone. I think they must assume it's something they can eat, and they kick it around. Just going to check if I have the radio. The radio's working. I've not heard anything out of the radio yet. Oh, that's because I'm not connected to the radio. Right, I'm connected to the radio now. That's the trouble with these mornings. I have my little routine in the evenings before I live stream. You'd be surprised how much I have to do to get things going. There's a lot I need to connect, disconnect, reconnect, set up, start, stop. Quite surprising, really. I wouldn't think it would be so much to do, but it probably takes me around half an hour to get all things sorted out before I go live. Yeah, so the question is she going to dock straight away, or is she heading to the upper swing ground? I now have the radio connected, although I'm not sure what use that is now. Well, the shipmate Kevin Scoburn looks wonderful watching from the hotel on your YouTube channel. Sailing on this afternoon to Bruges. Aha, there we go. That's where she's off to, Bruges this afternoon. Well, excellent, shipmate. Have a great cruise. I shall be live streaming this evening when she departs. She's departing at the same time as the Azamara journey at 6 o'clock this evening. Azamara on journey is already in port. In fact, Queen Mary 2 is just past Azamara journey. There she is there. A much smaller ship.
Yes, that's all understood. Thank you. Good morning.
Shipmate CS28 says I ought to arrange as many flags on the group cruise as possible. I could do that, couldn't I? In fact, if I thought about it, I could probably arrange for the group cruise to have the correct flags to say ahoy in nautical languages, in nautical flags, or maybe ahoy shipmates. We've got enough on the group cruise. I suppose we could do that. We could have ahoy shipmates in nautical flags.
VTS, Martina.
Martina, VTS.
Yeah, morning. Just away from 22 berth. 6 on board to swinging ground number 1, buoy, please.
VTS, that's all copied. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so the question is she going to the upper swing ground? I think she is. So the upper swing ground is up here. I think she'll go up here, swing around, and then head back.
BTS, we're challenge underway in Ampes.
We're challenging BTS, that's all copied. Traffic information, Red Jet 6, SO number 1 inbound, and the Red Falcon just departed, carries inbound.
Copy that.
Well, the shipmate Tony 1 says, notice that I'm using a different map for VTS. For AIS. Is that your new go-to map, as that's the site I use a lot now? I've been trying it out. I've been using Vessel Finder for many years, and just recently I've been finding it a little bit slow, or something's been causing problems on my computer. I'm not sure what it is, so I've stopped using Vessel Finder, and I'm not entirely sure Vessel Finder's at fault. But anyway, I thought I'd try my ship, mainly because there's been a couple of times where ships have been on my ship tracking and they haven't been on Vessel Finder, mainly the military ships. So I've been using that more so. And so I now contribute. I have an AIS receiver here in my cabin, so I contribute my information to my ship tracking, and with that I do get some benefits. I found it while Queen Mary 2's on screen. I'll show you now. I get some benefits. So one of the benefits is you can say show track. Now with most ships tracking apps you only get 7 days, but with my ship tracking app I get 30 days of tracking information. So there we go. So this is what I mean by tracking information. So this actually shows you where the ship's been. And as you can see, she's departed from New York and headed straight across the Atlantic all the way to the wonderful port of Southampton, all the way across here and round the Isle of Wight. This is past the Nab anchorage area here between Portsmouth and the Isle of Wight. And this is the Bramble Bank that all the ships have to avoid, around there, up Southampton water, as you can see. And here she is here now, just about to dock. But with the My Shipping app website, you get 30 days. It's quite nice. Sometimes I'd like to see where the ship's been for more than 7 days. Well, the shipmate Paul Osborne says, I just took a screenshot from Netleycam earlier to use as the basis for a painting at some point. The dark skies behind it look very dramatic. Yes, I very much like. I can see why you would take a picture of it just then. Yes, really good, wasn't it? Well, the shipmate Linda West says, please can I get a shout out, please? Thank you. There you go, Linda. Ahoy, Linda West. I hope you're having a wonderful morning and enjoying the views here in the port of Southampton. I'm wondering if Queen Mary 2 is going to dock or she's going to the upper swing ground. Currently, my guess is she's going to be heading to the upper swing ground. There she's there, just slightly off our screen. We can't quite see her, but I think she's going to the upper swing ground. Shipmate Dan Williams, is that tracking right? I thought she stopped in Nova Scotia. Well, that's what I was told. She stopped in Nova Scotia. I cannot claim validity for that ship tracking. I can check on this one. My ship tracking does require.
Safety 1 BTS with caution. The Wit Challenger swinging to outbound.
Let's check on something else, because my ship tracking does require people to give their shipping AIS information over, so it may not be 100% accurate if there's no receivers in Nova Scotia.
Register 6 BGS, yes, that's correct. The Spartina outbound from Yichin going to swing ground number 1. Spartina BTS.
This morning. Right, I'm trying to find, see, on using the other apps, if I can find Mary 2's track. No, they don't give you much more than yesterday on the other app, so I can't confirm or deny that, unfortunately. you have to pay a premium. I used to, well, maybe log into Vessel Finder. Log into Vessel Finder, it should give me. No, I don't contribute anymore, do I? No, I should do. No, no, sorry, I can't. I can either confirm or deny. Oh, there we go. I can see something coming onto the screen now. What's that then? Doesn't look like. Oh, I think that is the. Unfortunately, it looks like a Ro-Ro has decided to bomb our screens here. It looks like the SAIC Angie Sincerity. She was down at Ocean Terminal earlier. Looks like she's decided to depart just as Queen Mary 2. I'm not quite sure she's docking or not. She may be docking, actually. Looks really close to docking. Well, I think that might be it then, shipmates. If Queen Mary 2 is docking, we're not going to see much else. Shipmate 21 says he started using my ship finder after a disagreement with marine traffic and find it a lot better to use. Yeah, it's definitely got some advantages. It's got some disadvantages as well. None of them are particularly perfect. It's funny, I do use various different ones depending on what I'm after. The advantage I find, certainly with Vessel Finder, my ship tracking, is that I can go, because I contribute to them, I get 30 days of ship tracking information. I can say whether or not it's accurate or not, I couldn't say. I certainly do get 30 days worth of tracking. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, there we go. So I've selected a few more. So this is a previous cruise, obviously, where she went up to Rotterdam. And then you can see where she's come back into the port of Southampton here and done her spinny at the far end, at the upper swing ground. And then she's departed. And this is where she's come out of the ocean terminal here and departed. Just noticed something here. A little puff of smoke there from something starting up in the Empress Dock there. And then you can see heading out across the Atlantic over to New York and then back again. So, yeah, I get lots of information there with the My Ship tracking app. Well, shipmates, I think that brought that to a conclusion, because even if the Queen Mary 2 is going to the upper swing ground, I don't think we're going to see much past this Ro-Ro here. In fact, the more I look at it, no, she's docking. She'll be in the upper swing ground this evening. There you go. She's docking now. She'll be upper swing ground this evening. Well, I hope you enjoyed that with shipmate. That was a bit, it was a bit off the cuff, but it's not usual that we have ships docking at this time of morning. Normally they're so much earlier, and I wasn't going to, but when I looked at the cameras earlier, the view looked absolutely amazing. So I thought I might as well do a live stream. Right then, shipmates, I should be live streaming this evening. Make sure you are subscribed so you get that. Just like to say many thanks to all my subscribers, PayPal donors, Patreons, members of the channel, and of course the Blue Spanner crew who look after the live streams when I'm not doing Ships TV and the rest of it. Till next time, shipmates.
Spartina with Challenger.
With Challenger BTS.
BTS with Challenger, go ahead.
With Challenger BTS, the Spartina is listing swinging ground number 1, boy.
Copy that.
Shell VTS, that's all copied, thank you.